One more example with complex zeros today. So for the polynomial, 1, 0 is given, find all others. So really the same process, but even a little nicer, because they told us a 0. So instead of us going and graphing it, finding that 0 from our calculator, they gave it to us. So let's go ahead and use this 5/2. We're going to plug it right in, and again, we're going to do synthetic division. Don't be intimidated that this is a fraction. It works exactly the same way. So let's list those coefficients out and do synthetic division. So bring that 2 down, multiply. Notice it's kind of nice, 5/2 times 2, so we get 5. And add, so we get -4. So negative 20 halves, so that'd be negative 10. And we get 12. And we get 60 halves, which is 30. So there's our 0, right? So remainder 0, and we've got this quadratic left behind. So 2x squared minus 4x plus 12 equals 0. Now one thing I notice here is I could divide a 2 out of this whole thing. So let's do that. Let's simplify it as much as we can. You could just go use quadratic formula if you want, but let's simplify it. So if I divide 2 out, I'd have 2 times x squared minus 2x plus 6 equals 0. And then you could just divide that 2 away. So really this is what we're interested in. Let me come up just a little bit here. So now let's solve this guy. Again, you could use quadratic. I'm going to complete the square. It's set up really nicely to do that. Let's subtract our 6 over. Again, I like to do plus a blank there just to kind of really drive home what we're doing. So half of 2 is 1 squared. We still get a 1. Add it to both sides. Factor this side. It's a nice perfect square now. Negative 5. And let's do the square root of both sides. So x minus 1 equals, now what's the square root of negative 5? Let me just come right here. Square root of negative 5, well, square root of 5 doesn't have a nice number, so it's just square root of 5. That negative, though, is an I. So in a sense, we could bring that I out. So I could rewrite this as the square root of 5i, okay? So we've got plus or minus square root of 5i, and then x equals 1 plus or minus square root of 5i. Now they said find all others. They gave us the 5/2. So in this case, I don't know that we need to rewrite it. So I'll just go ahead and draw a box around that. And there is our solution. Again, very similar process. Hope we're feeling good about it. You're going to go work on the assignment now, a little practice, just to drive this stuff home. Really, hopefully feel good about it.